This video contains spoilers for Troll Hunters Rise of the Titans. I'm not that happy with the ending, but maybe you like it. Who knows? I would recommend it watching since it has some character moments and decent stuff, but it was overall not of my liking, honestly. But this is a final spoiler warning. Um, Go ahead and watch it if you want. Troll Hunters Rise of the Titans was the biggest disappointment I've seen in an animated movie. Up until today, don't get me wrong, there probably are worse movies than Rise of the Titans, but this was probably the biggest disappointment, generally because of the hype surrounding it and my relationship to the Tales of Arcadia series. Generally because I love the Tales of Arcadia series. Its universe, it's very interesting, and its characters are really charming. But Rise of the Titans came in and basically threw all of that out the window. Now, I want to first start point by point. Why Rise of the Titans is a bad movie and a bad conclusion to the Tales of Arcadia series. One, the deaths. Excluding two deaths, which the second one isn't really that meaningful, have no impact. The first two deaths of the movie, Strickler and Nomura, come out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. They just die because they want to die. There was no build up to them, there was no hints to them dying. It was dumb. Plus, they die for no reason since the Titans can not only regenerate, and, well, it so happens that we could have just liberated Navi from their control in the first place. Yep, they died for nothing because we could have liberated Navi and save us all that crap. Granted, Navi's death is okay. I don't have a problem with her, but we met her so little, we have no attachment to the character. But it's the only death that I make sort of sense. You know, Fleshy was killed by a god, which he also died. Now, the other main complaint I have with this movie is that it doesn't matter, and it retcons the entirety of the Tales of Arcadia series. The entirety of it. Everything. And it was for fucking nothing. Why was it for nothing? Simple. Um, they reset everything by the end. Um, Jim travels back in time to live his life normally and make Toby the troll hunter and erase all the deaths that the Arcadian Order caused and that will cause again. Why do I say will cause again? Do you remember the episode where Jim was dreaming in a parallel world where Drow was the troll hunter? You know that episode? That really, really good episode? Um, it basically said to us that if Jim wasn't the troll hunter, everything would be hell. Galmar would have come back, um, and the world would be destroyed, not to mention the Arcadian Order. What else? Oh, yeah. I guess you could say that, oh, this is a different timeline. That was just a dream. Yes and no. Miranda will still be around. Miranda is probably still around because the only person that can change the future is on Earth, and Miranda is an Acaridian 5. Um, what else? What else can I think of? Oh, I don't know. The plan to bring back Galmar. Um, yeah, I don't think he'll be able to stop by a troll hunter who is 10 times less responsible and efficient than Jim was. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I'm not saying Toby's useless. I'm saying he was useless in the beginning. He only became useful in the end. And this is not to hate on Toby's character, because I actually like him quite a bit. But I don't think giving him a burden of the troll hunter is the best thing to do. The guy doesn't even study for his own tests. How is he going to save the world? Third of all, um, yeah, what the hell? The Arcadian Order is back. Yeah, Jim reset time, so the Arcadian Order is back. They're all alive and well. Not to mention, Arthur is also back. King Arthur, they still have him in their ranks. Arthur is still evil, and well, he died evil for no reason. Well, he was evil for no reason in the first place. Wizards wasn't very good either. But damn it. They have Arthur now. I'm pretty sure they have enough resources to pretty much conquer and destroy the world now. I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of Mega Man LPs. Conquering the world is kind of weird, but what? Destroy the world. They can't reset, basically. Reset in time, they can, you know what I mean. It's a movie. I put sort of warning. Fuck. What else is bad about this movie? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The dumbness. The dumbness. Honestly, the movie's just bad. I could make 1,000 more complaints about it. Like, how is the stone necessary if the amulet isn't rebuilt? If it was rebuilt, I would understand, you know, oh, it still has that thing. And no, it's programming. When you're programmed to do something, it does that thing. You know, it doesn't work that way. Uh, this was a pretty improvised video. I just watched the movie, and also the whole Aja and Steve Davies thing. Even though I love seeing that happy, even though it was reset by the end, and I still think it's a bit out of nowhere. Really, you didn't tell him at the seventh kiss they're gonna have babies. Jesus, damn. That was dumb. And then it had some funny moments. I can't deny that. Um, the Eli joke was fun for like a minute. And on the theme of Steve, his development was completely retconned, as well as every other development. Barbados Bex's development and Ajin having to trust him out the window. Um, and another thing, uh, Steve and Eli's relationship probably never happened. Um, Charlie getting a girlfriend, which, by the way, appears in one scene that isn't even with him. Absolutely nothing. Seriously. Amphibia is my only hope for animation in this year. The Owl House had young blood old souls, and eventually I'm gonna have to talk about it. But, uh, and while Molly McGee seems pretty cool, I don't know. I saw a clip of it, and the pacing was extremely fast, like ka-chow. Now, what can I say about Rise of Titans? It was bad. It was a waste of time. The story was less interesting than Genshin Impact's prologue, Act One. And you know what? That you play if you play Genshin Impact prologue Act One, it's generic and boring. It doesn't show all the interesting stuff Genshin Impact has, and it's boring. And you know what? That's the irony. Don't get me wrong, I like the battle against the Arcadian Order, fight scenes, like some of the character moments, but just got dumb. Also, the 9 configuration thing, that was so dumb. Of the 9 people that happened to be standing there. Granted, it is the 9 protagonists, you know, the 9 protagonists. Um, the dragon dude, he sacrificed himself. Not really. Time reset, and we see Dukes. He happy with him. But seriously, the movie was dumb. Honestly, if I would say anything, Joel, the Tales of Arcadia series should have ended with Troll Hunters. It should have never been a saga. It should have ended with Troll Hunters. It was great. Third Below was great too, but we didn't need wizards. We didn't need Rise of Titans. We didn't need anything. Absolutely anything. I really thought when I saw a bunch of thumbnails of reviews saying it was horrible, I really thought they were just exaggerating, had just had some bad elements. But no, the movie is that bad. It really ruined the entirety of the Arcadia series. I still like some of the moments, but honestly, it doesn't recompensate. All those moments you had with those characters, lost completely. You wasted your time watching the Tales of Arcadia series. Now, granted, this wasn't planning to be my next video. My next video was originally going to be talking about Genshin Impact's Chapter 2, Act 1 and 2. I wanted to do a video about that because it's amazing. I'm so hyped for Act 3. I want to talk about it. But I also want to talk about this because, well, Tales of Arcadia is incredible. Honestly, one of my favorite series of all time. But honestly, if I were to say something, just watch Troll Hunters. Maybe Three Below. It's Three Below is good, but just stick with Troll Hunters. Don't watch Wizards. Don't watch Rise of Titans. Stick with Troll Hunters. Honestly. In resume, Rise of Titans is bad. Almost as bad as Young Blood Old Souls. Actually, I'd say worse because this is a conclusion of the entire series. This is the end. You can't fix this with a season 2 or a continuation. This is done. Yeah, sadly, Trollhunters Rise of the Titan is probably a great disappointment to the entire fandom of the series. To me, especially. Well, to others, everyone. But I started watching Trollhunters in 20. In what? 20. I don't know. Remember, I think it was 2016, maybe 2017. But I thought it was generic, but it had some good elements. And it was generic. It wasn't until Angkor Wat got around that we actually had a proper villain. It was interesting. It was amazing. And the 3 following seasons were amazing too. And Three Below was great too. Wizards was meh, mediocre. Rise of Zion was just bad. You know, a lot of people just say this about Troll Hunters, but um, it's something that starts really generic and mediocre, but then goes evolving into something amazing and good with a lot of characters. Yeah, I'd say Rise of the Titans is kind of the opposite. It starts mediocre. Well, I wouldn't say mediocre. Mediocre would be too much. It starts bad. Well, and it gets worse. But I still recommend watching this movie. If you've already watched the entirety of the Tales of Arcadia series like I did, yes, watch it, definitely. But it was bad. It was really bad. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. I wanted to talk about this movie. Yes, I didn't want it to be bad. I didn't want it to be bad. I really want it to be good. Honestly, I think Sonic Force's story was better. I'd say that because at least Sonic Force's story, it's one game. Everyone forgets about it in the next game, unless it's gonna be like a Sonic Generations. Everyone forgets what happened in the last game. Troll Hunters Rise of the Titans is the ending. It's horrible. Amphibia is my only hope now. Um, which it got released. I'm not gonna analyze because it's pretty explicit, you know. But kind of honestly, kind of a disappointment. Honestly, a disappointment because the Tales of Arcadia series was always I always held it to a really higher standard than animated shows like Amphibia or The Owl House. I held it to the same standard as She-Ra. I haven't watched She-Ra complete. I haven't watched 4 seasons. Pretty good, but yeah, I held it to the same standard as She-Ra's first 4 seasons, and it ended up being as worse as Young Blood Old Souls and The Owl House, which is an episode I don't personally like. Well, I don't know. This video has kind of extended itself a bit much, so I don't recommend Rise of Titans. It's a bad movie, and see you next time.